You guys, there's so much conversation happening around the importance of failure, being willing to take risks and fail. But there's so much fear of failure, and I've been thinking a lot about that lately. And it occurs to me that I think our fear of failure really boils down to three things, none of which should keep you from doing the things, taking the chances, chasing the dreams that you want to chase. You ready? Here we go. The first is we're afraid if we try something and it doesn't go as planned, we might learn something about ourselves that we don't actually want to know. If you want to paint the world's most beautiful painting and you get all the equipment that you need and you do your best and it looks like something your 6-year-old did, you might discover that you're not a very good painter. And maybe that's a truth that you don't want to face. Maybe it's a bigger truth. But you'll never know unless you try, unless you take that chance, unless you risk that failure. So number one is being afraid that you'll learn something that you might not want to know, but that shouldn't keep you from doing what you want to do. The second thing is I think that many of us, we're not quite as afraid of failing as we are about what other people will think of us when we fail. I have tried so many different ideas, so many different businesses, and I know there are people in my community who when I say, I want to try this, they kind of roll their eyes and they think, oh, here she goes again. But I'm willing to try, and I'm willing to risk the people who say, oh, here she goes again. And the third reason is I think we have convinced ourselves that failure is fatal. But the truth is, it is not. You can try something and it can not go as planned. It can be a spectacular failure. And you know what? The next day, maybe the week after you've had a chance to brush yourself off, lick your wounds, stand back up, you can try again. If you're still breathing, you can keep trying. Failure is never fatal. So if those are three of the reasons that you're afraid to fail, look them in the face, see them for what they are, and make a decision that you are not going to let fear of failure stand in your way of taking the chances, doing the work, accomplishing the things, trying new paths, and getting what you want. And the third reason why we are sometimes afraid of failure is we have convinced ourselves that failure is fatal. We've convinced ourselves that if we try something, if we take a big swing and it doesn't work, that's it, game over, we're finished. But the truth is, failure is not fatal. As long as you still have breath in your body, you guys, you can pick yourselves up, brush yourselves off, and try again. And the path to success requires that you stand back up and you try again, over and over and over again. 99 Walks, it's Eric and my fifth or sixth business. Now, they all haven't been catastrophic failures, but I'll tell you the truth, a couple of them have been. So if you're letting fear of failure stand in your way because you're afraid of what people will think if you take a chance, if you are convinced yourself that trying and failing means it's game over, or if in your heart you're afraid that a failure will reveal something about your abilities or inabilities, put those fears aside, take your chance, take your big swing, and if it doesn't work, do it again.